The instant his laughter rolled across the dining room, I knew that night would mark a shift. He lifted his glass with that smug curl of his lip, the chandelier throwing sharp shadows over his face. "Come on, Jack," he announced, making sure everyone went silent. "Almost 30 and still no direction. Try keeping up with me for once." The table erupted. Even my sister let out a small laugh behind her fingers. I kept my expression fixed, steady, unreadable. I didn't react, not because it didn't sting, but because I'd already dismantled his world earlier that day. He just hadn't realized it yet. I met Daniel a year before this dinner. Back then he came across as someone life had refined. Smooth charm, confident posture, the kind of man who could convince you he had everything under control. When my sister introduced him as the person she planned to spend her life with, I believed she finally had solid ground beneath her feet. She'd earned some peace. Someone reliable. Someone good. When he learned I was her brother, he shook my hand again, this time firmer, his smile a little too polished. I took it as enthusiasm. I took it as respect. I took it as truth. I was wrong. The first signs were easy to dismiss. Questions he shouldn't have asked, jokes about my job that were a bit too pointed, an odd look when I mentioned a confidential trip. I brushed him off until the night I saw his name appear in the classified internal investigation logs. Daniel Rivers, potential dismissal, suspected internal theft. I didn't panic. I didn't feel sick. Instead, everything inside me narrowed into focus. Because Daniel didn't just work at my company. He worked under me, and he had absolutely no idea. The proof surfaced slowly. Hidden transfers, erased email threads, falsified authorization. Each discovery led to another, like following a trail left by someone convinced no one would ever catch up. But what shattered any remaining tolerance wasn't the theft. It was a photo I stumbled across on his phone. My sister, not her usual posed smiles, but moments she only shared with someone she trusted completely. He had collected them like trophies. And when I dug deeper, it became clear he wasn't just stealing from the company. He was isolating her bit by bit, tightening financial dependence around her while he tore pieces of her life apart behind her back. A leech-wearing charm as camouflage. That night, I made a decision. No confrontation. No warnings. No chance for him to patch holes or manipulate his way out. I'd take him apart piece by piece. Quietly, thoroughly, irreversibly. 2 weeks before the dinner, the first domino fell. I restricted his access under the excuse of a system review. Then I planted strategic inaccuracies, reports he believed, projections he bragged about, numbers he repeated with confidence. After that came the real strike, a formal meeting with HR and the legal team. No anger, no accusations, just documents, transfers, forgeries, lies. By the time they finished reviewing everything, Daniel Rivers' career was already over. But I wasn't finished. I rerouted the money he had siphoned, not from company funds, but from his personal accounts. Then I uncovered the affair he was secretly financing. Someone who definitely wasn't my sister. I bundled the evidence neatly, sealed it, and slipped it into her purse the morning of the dinner. The last move was easy. I made sure Daniel attended. And now, back at that table, I watched his world collapse in real time. His phone lit up, HR calling. His smile fell apart. A second later, my sister's phone chimed. She read the message, saw the screenshots, the transfers to woman, her face drained. Her hand shook as she turned toward him. "Daniel, what is this?" His facade fractured. He looked at me then, really looked, seeing not the quiet, harmless brother, but the person who had built the trap and waited patiently for him to step into it. "You did this," he whispered, more accusation than breath. I leaned back in my chair, calm. "I told you once." I murmured, "Treat my sister with respect." His chair screeched as he stood, but there was nowhere left to escape. To the job that had already fired him, to the woman who now knew the truth, to the sister who saw what he really was, to the man he wished he could pretend to be. He left with nothing. No home, no career, no future he'd tried to build on my sister's back. She cried later that night, but they weren't the kind of tears that come from heartbreak. They were from realization, from freedom. And me? I slept with a clear mind for the first time in years. Revenge isn't fury. It's precision. It's time. It's justice delivered without hesitation. And my hands have never been steadier.